Okay, question 23. It says 5 miles is about 8 kilometers. To the nearest half mile, how many miles is 20 kilometers? Now, with this here, right, when it says 5 miles is about 8 kilometers, we can literally say then 5 miles is equal to 8 kilometers, okay? That's a unit of conversion which is well worth remembering, okay, in terms of changing miles to kilometers. 5 miles is 8 kilometers essentially, and that's something we need to sort of remember, particularly for GCSE as well. When they want 20 kilometers, we need to think about scaling this up, okay, because 8 kilometers obviously is a lot less than 20 kilometers. Now, when we scale up, we need to multiply, yeah? The trouble is, 8 doesn't go into 20, doesn't it? It doesn't go into it perfectly. Okay, so we can't really think of multiplying 8 by something to get 20, right? You'd have to multiply it by a decimal, right? There is a number you multiply 8 by to get 20. But we don't have to scale it up to 20, okay, to start with. We could scale it up to 40, for instance, okay? Okay, we can go to 40 kilometers. And you might think, well, why am I doing that? You want to know how many miles are in 20 kilometers. Well, let's work out what 40 kilometers is, first of all. And what I'm doing is, essentially, to change 8 kilometers to 40 kilometers, right? If you think about it, I'm making it 5 times bigger. Because if you times 8 by 5, okay, 8 times 5 gives you 40. So I'm making this 5 times bigger. I'm making the kilometer distance 5 times bigger, changing it to 40, simply by timesing 8 by 5. But if I times this measurement by 5, I need, of course, to times the miles measurement by 5 as well. We're making that 5 times bigger. So if I times that by 5, well, 5 times 5, of course, then is 25. Okay, so we get 25 miles is equal to 40 kilometers. Okay, but what's great is then, once you know 40 kilometers, we can get 20 kilometers. Okay, because if you think about it, I can now scale back, I can scale down, right? And that's easy to do, because if you think about it, 20 kilometers is like half of 40 kilometers. So what I need to do is simply divide that by 2, yeah? If I divide 40 kilometers by 2, I'll get 20 kilometers. But of course, if I'm dividing this distance by 2, I need to divide the miles by 2 as well. And 25 divided by 2 is going to be 12 and a half, okay? 12 and a half miles, or 12.5, either one. So we can write that as our answer there. Just by scaling, we can get to the answer, and we know then that 20 kilometers is 12 and a half miles, okay? Or you put 12.5 miles.